Hey everyone, this is your girl SolieSims and welcome back to my channel. If you're brand new, thank you so much for joining us today, and if you're returning, welcome back. We are continuing the Bloom into Spring mini series, and I know we're closer to summer than spring, but I mean guys, I started the series late, so I mean cut me a little bit of slack, just a little bit. And also, I am using my phone to do the recording today. I once again broke my headset, which is what I typically would use for me to do my recordings. And of course, we're just waiting for a new one to come along. So we're doing Lavender Lane today, and this house is actually built from it's one of the more prominent and wealthy families in the Bloom into Spring series. We've done 3 houses already. We're finishing up this final house. My next lot is going to be a community space. I'm so excited to be done with the series and I can move on to that. If you have not seen it as yet, I did post up on my coffee page a screenshot of the neighborhood as it is so far. I'm so excited for it. I like it. I really like how it's coming together. It's looking really good. This family is the Marigold-Moon family. We have Jasper Moon, who is the dad. He's a bookworm, he's a goofball, and he's family oriented. And we have Iris Marigold-Moon, who is the mom. She's a green fiend, creative, and a sun child. And they have fraternal twins, Lark and Sage. Lark loves the outdoors and she's very cheerful. She's also a cheerleader, very social. The twins are so different in more than just looks and personality. It's you guys just watch and see what I mean. And we have Sage, of course, who is genius and shy, and we have a beautiful little pup, Praline, who was done by Pug Owned on the gallery. Again, I've listed all the family and the traits, etc., the interest on my coffee page, so you can always take a look at them to get a more feel of the in-depth, I guess, look of the family and what it is. So the bio for this family is that when the Marigold-Moon family moved into this quaint Lavender Lane house, the neighborhood buzzed with curiosity. Jasper, who is a quiet author, is often seen journaling at the park under nice shaded tree. And he soon became known for his bird watching. He really enjoys bird watching. That's one of his hobbies. His wife, Iris Marigold-Moon, is a holistic doctor by trade and nurturer by nature. She transformed part of their home into a cozy tea room and healing space, and neighbors are welcome to drop in for Wellness Wednesdays, where they have herbal teas, natural remedies, and they discuss, all of these nature-inspired living, basically, cleaner living. And they have good conversation, and it's supposed to help soothe the body and the soul. So as a key member of the Willow Creek Park Committee, Iris recently led the Spring Bloom project that filled the neighborhood park with native flowers and pollinator boxes. So you guys will see this in the community lot build that will be the next build and final build in this series. And the fraternal twins Lark and Sage are opposites, and everyone knows it. Lark is the cheerleader and social butterfly, and she's already organizing a spring social with music, lemonade stands, and a chair showcase. Sage, meanwhile, has become the local reigning champ of Backyard Badminton League, drawing quiet admiration from the neighborhood's other introverted teens. Their bickering is constant but oddly endearing, and it's kind of like a sitcom in real time. They get on each other, but I mean, you can tell that they love each other very much as well. Really strong family values. And of course, we have Praline, their wiry terrier with a love for chasing butterflies and barking at delivery trucks. Praline is unofficially dubbed the mayor of Lavender Lane and often seen leading the twins to the park or snoozing in a sunny patch near Iris's tea herbs. And together, the Marigold-Moons have become a vibrant thread in the neighborhood's growing tapestry. They didn't just move into the community, they helped it bloom, and that is so very true, guys. It is so very true. Anyway, the house is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath house, sorry. So it's kind of costly. I did do the floor plan off camera, and as per usual, I did the pre-furnishings, and then I just moved everything in so you can have an idea of how I decided that I wanted to space everything. And by that I mean that I did the floor plan, like I said, and I had an idea of how I wanted stuff to be, so I grabbed everything that I was going to use, make it easier for myself. I do need to do a complete CC overhaul, guys. So after I'm done with this series, I'm actually going to be emptying, I don't know what that was, my CC folder, and I'm doing a fresh look of my CC, simply because I keep reaching for the same things, and then there's some things that I added to the game. My folder that was broken. For example, towards the end, when I was finishing the bedroom, when I was doing Lark's bedroom, I was so annoyed with myself, guys, because I literally did the living room. No, was the living room? No, it was the guest bedroom, the 2 kids' bedrooms, and I was finally finishing up the cluttering, etc. in Lark's bedroom. And tell me why I added a piece of CC and my whole game crashed and I did not save. I was so annoyed, guys. I just shut down the game. That was just it for me. I was done for the day. I didn't do anything else, and I came in the next day having to watch what I had already recorded. So some of the things may be a little bit different from like the finished product might be a little bit different from what I originally had in Lark's room. I tried to get it as close to what I had originally, but we will see how that goes. Yeah, it was just very annoying. So I feel like I need to update everything, you know? I did decorate most of the outside areas before moving on to the inside. The backyard is a little bit underwhelming, I think, but I didn't want it to be too cluttered. It's very small as it is. Eventually, we'll get to that. I'll tell you how I did the backyard when we're actually doing the backyard. The kitchen is probably one of my favorite spots, as well as the tea room that I did for Iris. I think it's really cute. The family I did a whole freaking living room, dining room for these families, guys, and they refuse to use the dining room. They like to gather around the island in the kitchen to have meals, stand around and talk and eat. It's annoying, but it's also fun as well. I like how they gravitate towards each other, and the interactions that they have. The dad, Jasper, is definitely not a drinker, and I put a bar in his office space, and dude got totally soused the very first day that he actually did full gameplay, just to make sure that everything was running well. And in saying that, guys, let me tell you about the drama this family has whilst I was playing. So if you're familiar with all the other members of the neighborhood, we have June and Rowan just next door to them in the greenhouse, and they are the eco-friendly type of people, etc. They make their own, well, June makes her own candles, and Rowan is a yoga instructor. Right next to that house, we have Emira Bloom, who is now best friends with Iris. And yeah, they're best friends with Iris, and Jasper despises her. But guys, that is because he finds her extremely attractive opposed to his wife. Can you imagine? So my storytelling mind went with the story that he is so attracted to her that he's doing everything in his power for him not to have to interact with her, and Iris just can't figure out what is going on, like why the two of them are always bickering with each other, etc. I didn't see what how Iris not how Emira felt about Jasper, but the attraction Jasper has for her is so intense. I think they just had a very bad first interaction and it caused them to have the dislike. But oh my goodness, the way it is spicy. Now automatically the two kids, the twins, don't like Emira either, because I want to say that maybe Sage would probably be the one to have seen his dad probably bird watching in quotes, guys, and actually had his binoculars facing Emira, probably sunning topless in her backyard or something. I don't know, I'm thinking. So he's holding a grudge. You know how kids are, they don't really know the nuances of relationships and stuff like that sometimes. So he's for some reason blaming Emira when it's really not her fault. And of course, he went to tell his sister Lark, and he did his own spin on things and she believes it, and that was just that. And June, actually everybody loves June, not June, I meant Ellie. Ellie lives in the sunny, probably one of the sunniest spots in the whole of the community lot. All the family gets along very well with her. She's integrated herself very well with the family. She and Lark actually have a really good bond, and Lark is often over at her house, helping her in her garden, etc. If you haven't seen my speed build on those other houses, of course, they're all there. I'm probably going to make a separate playlist just for the Blooming to Spring series, so you can see that particular neighborhood story and what's happening there with that. And you'll get to find out what Ellie's secret is as well. So yeah. So Iris, this is her tea room that we're actually doing right now. She, like I said, she's a holistic doctor, so she spends a lot of time and she grows her own herbs, etc. And she's very big on promoting wellness and just doing things as naturally as possible. She's not opposed to taking medication if you absolutely have to, like, the pharmaceutical type of medication, but she's very big on healing herbs and plants, etc. So she works very closely with Ellie, who is that's kind of her field as well, because Ellie does potions, etc. Yeah, so yes, Ellie does potions, etc. as well, so they work together very, very closely. Jasper is a author, and I think, well, you probably wouldn't if you haven't yet watched Emira's video, which was the very first one I did in the series. But Emira is an illustrator, and she recently got a gig to do illustrations for children's book, and that's typically what she specializes in. And I believe that it was a case where Jasper is trying his hand now at an educational children's book, but he wants it to be fun and interesting, etc. He is I think he probably does like a lot of research papers, etc. He works it's like some kind of not just an author like for fiction. I think he really goes into non-fiction things and probably current events and stuff like that. But he wanted to try his hand at something like that. His editor said it was probably very, very good. And so Iris kind of reached out to Emira, and they got that deal going between the two of them. So who knows what's going to happen later on, because it could very well mean that things get a very more spicy between them. So I actually tried to do my video a little bit faster because but it's a longer video, and when I sped it up, apparently I sped it up way too much because it actually made me a little bit dizzy. So I put it back down to where it was something that I could have handled fairly easily. So I figured if it's making me sick, I know it's probably gonna make other people sick as well, particularly if you're sensitive to movement in that manner. So we've moved on into the living room. The space is a little bit awkward, and I wanted to fill it up and make it feel cozy, but kind of a little bit staged as well, particularly because of the type of person Iris is. She likes everything neat and in order. I believe that they actually have a maid who comes in to help with the bulk of the cleaning. I mean, these people have money. They have money, so yeah, so they have like a maid coming in every once in a while, and just to help because it's a lot to take care of on their own. This is the guest bedroom. We've moved on to upstairs. All of this changes, guys, because like I said, I lost the stuff for that, and I ended up not doing the mirrors above the bed. The wardrobe also changed, but I think everything else mostly stayed the same. And of course, as usual, I was looking everywhere for that wardrobe, guys, and I could not find it. So I ended up putting in another wardrobe instead. The bathrooms were all done off camera, as I typically do. So yeah, and then there was a half bath downstairs in the downstairs hallway that's close to, well, it's also a laundry room. It doubles as well as a laundry room. With Sage's room, which we're doing right now, I actually, a few things stayed, a few things changed, but for the most part everything is the same. In that all the big furniture is the same. Some of the clutter items, particularly what goes on the desk, has been changed. And I did put up some posters, etc., above the bookshelf, but that changed as well. I think Sage is probably doing an advanced program at school because he's very intelligent, and he's like this nerdy, geeky, but also fun type of guy. But he's very into himself. I think he blooms a bit more when he's doing his hobbies and things that he actually enjoys. So he does have a few gaming stations, etc. He plays a lot with his online friends. He's not overly popular, but he's well known, I will say, particularly in the fields that he has his interest in. So they do very well at badminton, like I said in the intro, as well as he's in the maybe early classes for robotics, I want to say, at college. So maybe that's something that they can work into. I believe that they are juniors in high school, and I think it suits for him in particular, being the genius that he is. He's taking early classes because I mean, he doesn't need to be a junior, but I feel like the mom was like, I don't want him to skip any classes. I want him to continue to have the same experience as his sister would. However, because they do realize that he does have those additional special capabilities, that they are paying for like extra advanced classes for him. We moved on into Lark's room. A lot again of the things remain the same. Some of the clutter, like the clutter items that I put on that little table, it changed a lot because I could not figure out where I got the items from. Guys, I have so much CC, and some of these things are not CC, they're just in-game items. But when you have as many as I have, it's a hassle to scroll through and pick them out, which is why, like I said, I'm doing a complete overhaul of everything that I have. But the top of the dresser top changes a bit. Lark is the type of sim who likes to primp and prep. So she does a lot of that, which is why I gave her two separate types of sitting areas. So she does have the area where she does up her makeup and stuff, and I think she also does a little bit of vlogging as well. And then of course there is her desk where she does her homework, etc. She does have a bench in her room, a love seat in her room, but that's because she always has her friends over. She got the bigger room. She got the bigger room because she just has extra clothes. She has so much of everything, and she begged and pleaded, etc., so that she would get that space. And I think Sage is pretty much happy with his smaller room. Sometimes he does feel like he needs to get the bigger one. I feel like just to be contrary, but he doesn't really need it. He doesn't really want it. He likes his cozy space, and it kind of suits him as well. But I mean, he's gonna be a little boy. He's gonna be annoying sometimes. So that area in the corner that changes, I actually ended up putting the painting on the other side next to the dresser, and the basket is gone now, and we have stuffed animals instead. You will see it towards the end of the video when you take a look at the screenshots. A lot of the, like I said, the things have changed, and we're just about approaching where my game will crash. So we're just about approaching there. I did put up some pom-poms, maybe from a match that they won earlier, like a chair match they won earlier in the year or whatever. So there's that. And she does have her regular ones. I think I did change up the colors as well, so just to differentiate what she has up on the wall opposed to what she has for her everyday, her everyday thing. Yes, I think literally around here, I think I was looking for some clutter items. There was some like bras and underwears and stuff, I should say, undergarments that I was looking to just scatter around, like, because she doesn't really care. I wanted it to be just a little bit messy, and then the game crashed and I had to start all over. Very annoying. So but yeah, I did do up the bedrooms now, and then we're moving back into the parents' bedroom, which I didn't do too much of. I think at that point I was just kind of tired of building the bigger houses tend to take a lot more. But I think more so is because, like I said, I was annoyed that my game had crashed, so I went with something that would annoy me less, I guess you could say. And I did a very simple, very open type of bedroom space. They do have a walk-in closet which goes on into their own bathroom, and then the hallway is just that. It's like just a hallway. I didn't do too much with it, particularly because there's just paneling up on the walls. So I figured it was I kind of lost my train of thought simply because, guys, my daughter called me whilst I was doing video call whilst I was in the voiceover, and because it's on my phone, it kind of just cut off everything, and thankfully it automatically saved it. But yeah, my thought process just is all over the place. I have no idea what it is I was seeing. So I guess just finished cluttering up the rest of the space. I did not do too much, like I said, in the upstairs hallway and the master bedroom. It's a very bare bones, I think. I do change the bed, because for some reason they could not access it. The parents could not access it to sleep. You will see again what I changed it to in the screenshots. And in the backyard, I remember to save, guys, because of what happened earlier. Now I was just saving all the time. I did put in a chair mat for Lark. I imagine that she does her practice. She wants to become the next head chair leader. So yeah, so she's been practicing a lot, and I think even the parents are really into it, because both the dad and the mom wanted to go out to do solo practices. I don't know why. I feel like some of the hobbies, etc., or the activities, etc., should be restricted, like age restricted. So it's a case where only kids can do this, or teens alone can do that, etc. Because I mean, there are some things that I don't, or at least make it so that there's an option, so there is that option that you can actually to choose whether or not you want parents to participate in that. I wonder if MCCC has that. It's something to look into. So of course I did outdoor seating, etc. As well. So they do have an outdoor patio where they would sit to have brunch, lunch, dinner, whatever snack, whatever it is, they can sit outside to do that. But then I also wanted, because I mentioned that dad does barbecuing, does barbecue quite a bit. There is a outdoor bench as well, and the mom just has like a couple of her plants out in the back, but we do have some planter boxes in the front as well. And I did add a bird feeder to encourage that whole storyline of the dad being a bird watcher. So there's that. We're approaching the end of the video pretty soon, guys. I feel like my voiceover was a little bit all over the place today, but let me tell you, I've had too many issues with this build for me to redo a whole 20-ish plus minutes of voiceover after I've had so many interruptions just doing this one. So as much as I want to say that I want to do it over, I'm just not. I'm so tired of this build. It's almost like a little cursed build, but it's one of my favorite ones. Like, in fact, you know what? Every single build that I've done for this mini series has been one of my favorite ones. I just can't. It's so hard to choose, particularly when you start playing with the family. And as per usual, I don't talk too much about the house. I tended to stick to things about the family more than anything else. But I think that's a key factor in building a house. You're building around a family anyway, so the more you know about them, the better it is for you to know why things are the way they are, and what type of experience that you would have or they would have while playing. Sorry. Anyway, I'm just doing in some filler plans. It's almost done. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording of my voice actually right here. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it, kind of as well, and I will see you again, guys, in the next one. Goodbye.